versus Jesse Garinger, and I'm not sure that Jesse's going to do it anymore. So if Jesse drops out, one of my kids, EJ Brooks, is going to fight. So
who's Jesse fighting?
Austin Heil out of Hewlett House. I don't know if he's ranked or not, but
Heil was a kid that Shannon fought the last time, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah, he's a pretty decent fighter. I think
bad.
it was a split decision.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he beat Shannon with a split decision. And then Kevin Bathon versus Chris Welch. That's going to be a pretty good fight.
Kevin's always fun to
Yeah,
watch.
Kevin's a tough kid. He's very good. His kickboxing is phenomenal for only big training.
A lot of heart, a lot of drive.
Yeah, I mean you got to really beat the crap out of him to.
Yeah, he's just one of those quiet people who.
Oh yeah.
He
doesn't say a word.
He's quiet,
you see him anywhere else, you're like, that dude's a fighter. And, I mean, he's a tough kid. I love training with him. He's just scrappy.
He's a tough kid, but he seems like a really nice guy.
Oh.
But if you hit him, he's gonna go.
He's a sweetheart, outside of the cage. But like I said, he's pretty good. He's a real tough kid, though.
Yeah, I think he's young, pretty young too. He's 19 or 20. 19 years old.
He might be 20 now.
Either way, if he's just turned 20, he's still young.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Chris Welch, and Chris Welch, actually Nick fought Chris in the last fight at Sullivan. So I think that's going to be a pretty good fight. Chris is a pretty good fighter. He's fast, and I think he's like 7-4 or something, 6-4 maybe. But he's a pretty tough fighter. I look for that to be a really good fight. That could be one of the best fights of the night. And then Dan Bush from SCR Boxing is fighting Mike Green, me and Mike Green. And Mike Green's been fighting forever.
Yeah.
So he's been fighting.
He's got skills.
Yeah, he's been fighting since like 2000. So it should be a decent fight. Dan's a little bigger and a little stronger than Mike, and Mike's got a lot more experience. So we will see what happens with that. And then Jason Slattery, he's out of St. Charles. He's ranked on your list. I think, let's see, 155. He's ranked 5th. And Chris Schinner, he's fighting. Chris isn't ranked on your list, but
Chris was ranked in the 70s, but he's at tweener.
Right.
He's at 60, 65er. So he hasn't fought at 55, and he can't.
They're making it 60.
Actually, EJ came along and knocked him out of the rankings.
Okay. Well.
And that was at the last battle at the ballpark, wasn't it?
Christian did, didn't he?
Right. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a pretty good
Chris
fight.
fun to watch.
Chris is on the cusp.
He's a great kid to have on the card.
If we were ranking 20 of them, he'd probably be in there right now. But
he's pretty scrappy guy. He's a good athlete. I'm sure he's a pretty good boxer because, he trains with
That was
Moses.
his best fight ever, though, that down there.
Which one? They lost.
Oh, we lost that one?
Yeah, Simon got a Kimura on him.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Right.
I mean, Schinner came right out at him.
That's right.
Took it
Very
right to
aggressive.
Mike and
Very aggressive.
got Mike on the ground, and he locked up. He got a chance and locked up the Kimura, but it was. I was like, holy crap! Man.
That's right. He was in it. It was.
Yeah, I think you saw him when we were over there in North County somewhere at some hall, and Chris Schinner.
Yeah, he fought a great fight.
He fought a great fight and got a rear naked choke.
Yeah, and he was
that's
rolling and doing everything. He just didn't look like he was doing everything perfectly.
saw a fight on Mark Berger's card too, a couple shows back, not this last one, the one before. He fought on that one. So yeah, he
just beat Jeff Karate, I think, and Jeff Karate was a pretty good fighter. I don't know if he's ranked or not either, but he's a pretty good fighter. He just dropped him, and I don't know. They say he dropped him. That's all I know. I think he said something about the body shot.
Oh, really?
But I don't know.
What way did they fight now, Mike?
They're gonna fight at 160.
Yeah, see, he's not really a real 70, and he's not getting to 55 yet, so he's kind of stuck in that twilight zone.
So yeah, it should be all right. Jason's a good fighter. He's strong, and he's got good submissions. His stand-up's decent. He fits right in with the rest of that group, and so it should be a good fight. And that's gonna be 3 main events, and then followed by Matt Helm and Eric Ward and Nick Labosco and Art Furler. And I think they're all going to be really good fights. I think Matt Helm and Eric Ward's a great matchup. I think it's going to be really close. Eric's got a lot more fights than Matt. Matt's a little bigger. Matt's better looking. I don't want to try and make him, anyway, and then Nick Labosco and Art is gonna be a good fight. Art's
I think
got,
that's gonna
Who's
be
better
the
looking out of those two?
I am.
yeah.
Everybody's when Art comes out with a mouthpiece that's like
Yeah, you know
above a
what?
teeth or whatever.
Nick's right. Sorry, Art.
So that, I think that's gonna be a good fight. Art's got a lot more experience, but
Art will come up to me at the fight and say, "What'd you say?"
Yeah, okay. Hey, if anybody out there has a 140-pound girl, Lori's gonna be heartbroken when she finds out about this, so.
yeah.
Call
Be a
Mike
fight for
Rogers.
Lori.
Call me up. I've called. There seems to be a lot of 125-pound, 130-pound girls, but there's not. I don't know. I don't know why I could. I mean, obviously you're having the same problem, matching her up.
It's that stuff all over sometimes. It's just disappointing, but thought we had one there.
I did too, and this girl Marla Kay is supposed to be pretty good, and now she's like become snuffleupagus. No one can find her.
How do
Like
people get
somebody
tickets?
made her name up or something, and made her name and record up, but she's not really a real person. So
Twist Robert's arm, see if he can show up one more time at her
Right.
house, see if he can drag her out of there.
yeah, I mean, I'll ask him
She's
again.
gonna be heartbroken because she's got herself back. She's on weight, she's in shape, and then like I said, she can't have her hair done, man.
Well, she can do the caveman classic. She'll be in shape for
That's
that.
coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that after the break. Mike, how do they, if they want tickets for this weekend's event?
You know what? It'd probably just be show up at the door, and get there early. I think there's only like 60 tickets left.
What time does the fight start?
Fight start at 7 o'clock on 7:30 at Alabama. I was just giving them 7 o'clock because I'm starting on time. I want everybody shows up to fights late. Well, we're starting on time, so yeah, shut your mouth.
That place will hold about, how many warehouse do you think it'll hold?
It would hold a ton, but we just kind of made it smaller and put the,
More comfortable.
You're gonna have the TV.
there's gonna be big jumbotrons and,
Nice.
I think, I haven't seen it, this is what Tony told me, I'm just a matchmaker, I'm not selling any tickets.
If Tony ever comes on the show and talks to us.
Yeah, I don't sell tickets anymore to anybody, I don't, I don't go out and, I don't advertise, I just get these fighters to come and hopefully they'll show up.
All right, cool. We're gonna take a musical break. When we come back, hopefully we're gonna have everybody on the panel back with us, but we're gonna focus on CMA Fighting Systems. Mr. Steve Knogel's gonna tell us about the upcoming Caveman Challenge on October 24th. Gonna take another musical break. This is Ann Arbor with The Brightest Green.
Now, Brad may be calling in.